But yeah, I mean, man, what a day. What a day with the Blizzard Entertainment news, to be honest. I guess patch 9.1.5 stuff had to be, you know, it had to find out about 9.1.5 at some stage, right? It's, you know, normally we would have found out about it significantly earlier in the overall cycle, but yeah, they certainly do seem to be trying to meet player concerns. That's definitely a good thing. I'm just doing a quick little browse of Twitter here just to see if there's any final updates to give you in that. Oh, somebody just said Taryn Gregory just posted about it.
Oh, yeah. What? He said so Jared Gillis said, a lot of good stuff here, even more coming, but I think the cause is more important than the effects. Realizing and acknowledging our mistakes, followed by taking action, everything we can to do better. For all you see, there's much more happening behind the scenes. I've never been as proud of this team as I have over the last few weeks, as we've rallied together on this and other problems, challenging old assumptions and ideas, affecting change large and small as a team unified. I want this to be the first step to a new way. That's Jared Gillis, and then Taryn Gregory replied, big same, the work is never done, and we have a lot to tackle, but the devs at the core of these experiences are digging in and leaning on each other in the shared goal of a better tomorrow starts with us.
Perhaps is this sort of a situation where, you know, a bunch of terrible info comes out and the game itself kind of hits rock bottom.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're at rock bottom in a way, the only way is up, and you're just like, well, the only way is up, and if I don't take that way, we're screwed. And, you know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's a galvanizing and inspiring force within the team that, you know, ushers them forward in a better direction. I hope it is that. I definitely hope it is that. Okay, so first up, we've got a two-parter from Eugene.
Cheers, Eugene.
Whether Zareth Mortis is another Ulnar, i.e. ripping off Mortis from Star Wars, or not, maybe it is also Azeroth. We've heard time flows differently in Shadowlands, but we've got nothing major relating to it. Yet, what if Mortis is actually a distant future of Azeroth and last survivors of the dying world are destined to follow the great cycle from the end of life to the beginning of death to inhabit Shadowlands? Time is a flat circle. See, that's the thing when you've got these pocket realms. And what was the data mine survivor thing? Because we haven't talked about that in stream.
I completely forgot about that. So, let me find it. But basically, there was a data miner who is fairly mysterious on Twitter, but was looking through what seemed to be some assembly stuff and found a list of classes. So, you know, you've got your regular 12 classes, but at the bottom, there was an entry called Survivor. And let me just find this. What exactly did he say? He said something about it, and it was a joke. But joked saying, Survival Hunter going to be turned into its own class in this expansion, confirmed. But it's called Survivor. So, it's interesting. What do you think a Survivor class could be? Not to say that it's going to be a class, but where in text you would see Death Knight, Shaman, Paladin, Warrior, but you see Survivor.
I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. I don't know, man. Everyone just gets a new class, which is Survivor of the Chuckler's Big Snap or whatever. You know, Zoval decides it's finally time to be the Thanos I was born to be. I don't know, but it you know, popped into my head that you know, he did literally say and last survivors. And then we saw the data mine weird class thing of Survivor. Is like, oh, what?
Yep. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It could be anything, right? It could be this person having a laugh, like, but because I can't imagine there'd be a class called Survivor.
No,
that doesn't make any sense. So I was thinking, well, why would you have when would you need to have a class of Survivor?
Like a scenario where you change the player's class?
Yep. That was the only thing I was thinking that makes sense.
Shit.
So you know, either you're the player with a different class, or you're taking the role of someone else, maybe through some sort of vision. Same way we did with Uther in the Covenant campaign.
Yeah.
Or the Korthia campaign, sorry. So perhaps there's a case in 9.2 or something they're testing even. Because I don't know, because there's no PTR, so I don't know where he got this, to be honest with you. I have no clue whatsoever. Maybe it's even something from Classic, maybe. But, well, no, because Demon Hunter and Death Knights are. But, you know, you've got Survivor. You've got... Maybe we play a different character, and maybe the class designation is Survivor. So someone calls you Survivor, so you hover over and it says Survivor. So I can't imagine that being an actual class, but it does maybe give us some vague hint of what content direction they might go in slightly, just a little bit. But it is Survivor. As to, I mean, it could be this person taking the piss, could be from anything else, you know. But
yeah, no, it's certainly interesting.
Yeah.
I guess to engage with the other aspects of of this question. I mean, like anytime says time is a flat circle, and then I'm like, all of this has happened before, all of this will happen again. Hello, Battlestar Galactica, good shit, good shit, good shit. It's like, what is Azeroth? Because it's clearly something, and it's like, are there, weird first one's secret dimension? Like, is there a first one's secret dimension that is powered by Azeroth? I wouldn't be bloody surprised. Yeah. Given the soul energy and stuff, it does seem to fuel things in the Warcraft universe. So, Mortis being a distant future of Azeroth, it's something Zareth. Azareth. Oh, some people have noticed that Zareth and Azeroth are like a little bit similar. And you do wonder. I mean, the idea, right, that, Zoval does his thing, and then the next patch we go to Zareth Mortis. And maybe at the end of that patch, we actually find out, we have a few bizarre little like, oh, what's that? What's this? What's going on? I kind of recognize that bit of geometry.
Yeah.
And then it turns out, oh, shit. This is like far future, some weird Azeroth thing. There are actually ways they could tie that in a quite novel fashion, actually,
of course,
into the likes of Azeroth. So yeah, that could be interesting, and it does raise questions of this great cycle, because they very much in the broker cosmology have life and death being the most important cosmic forces. Yeah, so life and death are the most important cosmic forces. The other ones are basically secondary to that. And all of it is centered around the Great Cycle. And at the very center of the Great Cycle is Azeroth. So if Azeroth is the key to everything, and, Zoval's getting the sigil so we can go to the Sepulchre, but we also know he's coming for the soul of our world. And he probably had something to do with Argus based on the Everliving, or based on Mal'Gannis's speech in this patch. Yeah, it would not be surprising if Argus was important to death. Maybe Azeroth is important to life. Maybe Zareth Mortis is like a death part of Azeroth. If Azeroth is some sort of crazy Omni-Titan, which wouldn't be surprising. Or maybe if Azeroth isn't even a Titan, it's something else. That wouldn't be surprising at all to me, because Azeroth is the center of the Great Cycle, right? But the problem is, it's also loopy. I mean, just earlier we talked about how the entire of existence is like fungus set in a frame. So there's just that degree of the mystery box. It's not a mystery box. No. It's a bunch of mystery Legos. Just that they don't. It's a box of mystery boxes, but the mystery boxes, unlike Legos, don't clearly fit together yet. And that makes it so hard. So I'll say that Zareth Mortis having a deep connection to Azeroth, I would not at all be surprised if that's the case, given that Zoval, I come from the soul of your world, or whatever, is like an early, line from this expansion. So absolutely, I think there could be something to that. And there's also the big question of, why did Azeroth consume the element of spirit when it was early?
I wonder. I very much wonder.
Wonder indeed. We got from
I think Blizzard wonder too.
Yeah. I actually think they have an extremely elaborate thing worked out, and they're just struggling to get it out to players in a way where the players are engaging with it. I think that's where the lore content comes in, but then it's like, what happens when you kind of go so loopy that even the lore content people get a bit. Yeah. I mean, you go over to r/Warcraft lore at the minute.
Yeah.
They're
no happy like.
Yeah, they're having issues.